This is the entrance to my studio, and Pookie says hi. She's going to invite you in and say, come look at what we've got here. We've got lots of different things, and she thinks you'd enjoy them. Welcome to my studio. I'm so glad that you could come and see it. I'm glad to bring you inside of it. I am Eulalie. I live out here in Vail, which is on the east side of Tucson, and it's very nice to be part of the Open Studio Tour this year so that I can share my work with you and I can talk about it. So I hope you'll enjoy looking at my use of space out here, and then we will be looking at some of my work on the walls. This is the drafting table that I do a lot of my work on. Currently, I am working on some aquatic scenes, and I am also working on Christmas gifts. I also have a work table over here so that I can move around a bit, and I keep a lot of my supplies that I'm using on the tabaret. And there is Pookie. Everything I have in here can fold up so that I can take it out and I can set up all the easels that I might want to. On the wall, I have some pictures. The one on the lower right is a winter snowmelt. Above is landforms. That's a small piece. All of these are small pieces. The dancer and a very textured piece next to it. The circular motif is a very common thing from my work. It's a collage piece on the top, and it's a old cottonwood tree along the Verde River. We're going to drop from there and come across without getting too dizzy, I hope. And I'm going to show you the small, it's a 9x12 from the Symphony series. Flow of paint. I like to work in that style very often, where the paint blends together and there's movement, and you might have noticed I like to work with color a lot. Above it is a totally different piece. It's configurations, numbers, much more hard edge type of thing, a fun piece for me. If we go across the door, let's see if I can make this a little better. I have paintings along the side. I have paintings across the top. And if you walk into the sink room, we can look at a couple paintings. We'll see that this one is a very strong color study in the orange and the blue. It's called Sunlands. And directly above it is Earth and Sky, which is a very textural piece, something I like working in also. This one has a high horizon line. When I start a piece, I try to have an idea of what I want, and I try to limit my colors to keep them from getting out of control. After that, it's anybody's guess. Some of these things are things that are in progress, and some are just completed things that I like to have around. So we will leave that room and we will proceed on out the door and go to... Now we're going to be coming into the main house where we'll see some more artwork. Oh, look! Someone put a painting right on the door. This is an acrylic on canvas. We're coming in. We're being greeted by our buddy again. You're going to tell me to come on in? We've entered the main house now, where we can see some of the artwork up on the walls. This painting has a lot of texture to it. It's a collage. It even has a lot of fibrous things and string in it, so I couldn't help but name it String Theory.
Pookie.
If we come around to the other side, we'll see a painting called Silent Spaces. It's in the color shades of blue, the turquoise, green, and a dark blue with silver. It has a small companion piece right on the side there. I think that's 8 by 8. Following this, we're going to come around, and I wanted to show you this painting. This is called Singularity, and it's a very blended painting. It has the high horizon line, and the colors move together. If we come into the study, we'll see a very hard-edged painting. And this also has a fairly high horizon with the angled fall to it. It is not a soft painting. And I enjoy playing with all of those things. The next painting over here is called Spirit Wolf. This is one of my India ink drawings, and then that's watercolor that I use to almost make a quilted pattern under it. Coming over here, we have a painting called Construct, and this is on paper, acrylic on paper, and so is Windows of the Soul. Moving over to here, we have another very soft painting with the turquoise colors and the red-brown. And then coming over to here, this is a watercolor painting of Madera Canyon. It was featured in one of the Southern Arizona Watercolor Guild's calendars when they still did those. And this one is kind of an interesting texture piece. It's just got raised texture, and it's a striated piece with blues and the complementary color of orange. Now we're going to come out and we're going to look at the On this wall, we have a grouping of paintings. They're all water media. We're going to start over here with red-green. This is a watercolor painting. It's on paper, it's matted, and it's framed. Moving over to the side here, we have a painting. It's called Pears. It's a mixed media piece, collage, and acrylic paint on paper, matted and framed. Up above it, we have an abstract piece but it's called Grapes, and you can see them in that. It's watercolor only on paper. Here is the roses, negative painting, into the green leaves especially. You can see how that works. All of these paintings are on a special of $250 for the Open Studio Tour. Beautifully done, in my opinion, yucca plant. And that's the flower from it. Here we have a big watercolor sky and a small ranch beneath it. And up above, another watercolor. This has a lot of atmospheric perspective, and it's a landscape. All of these are on my website. This painting is called The Wind and the Moon. I live in Vail, Arizona, and we sometimes have what's called a Vail gale, where the wind really blows across, and I feel like this is showing how it blows things. And up in the upper right-hand corner, you have the sliver of the moon being blown away too. A fun kind of painting. Down below it here on the chest, we have a small painting, 9 by 12, and this is called Hidden Treasures. and it is a textural piece with a high horizon. This piece is called Measure of Time. It's a mixed media piece. It's got collage and acrylic paint. It also has numbers in it and musical notes, so it indicates the meter in music. Next to it, we have cactus blooms. This is a framed piece. It breaks out from the rectangular shape that's behind it. It is watercolor. It's done on gesso to give it added depth. These are the last two paintings we're going to look at that are hanging on the wall here. This one is called Chroma 23. It's an acrylic on paper in a squared frame. And next to it, we have Moran Point, which is in the Grand Canyon. The sketch is done with India ink, and then it's watercolor. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing the work that I've got on my walls. Thank you for visiting. I was delighted I could show you some of the work that I do out here. I'm in Vail. I'd be delighted to have you come see some pieces. If there is something you're interested in, please give me a call or email me. Any questions, be glad to answer. So thank you for visiting.